Over the last 70 years, the word UFO has meant only one thing: conspiracy theory. But in 2020, April 27, something unprecedented happened. The United States Department of Defense, the most powerful military institution on Earth, quietly confirmed something extraordinary. Those strange flying objects pilots have been reporting for years, they were real. This story doesn't begin in Washington. It begins thousands of feet above the Atlantic Ocean. Between 2004 and 2015, U.S. Navy pilots training off the coast of California and the East Coast started encountering something wrong. Not enemy aircraft, not drones, not weather balloons, but objects that hovered with no visible propulsion, objects that accelerated instantly, objects that dropped from 80,000 feet to sea level in seconds. These people noticing these aircrafts weren't civilians. These were elite pilots trained to identify aircraft in fractions of a second so they couldn't be wrong. One pilot, Commander David Fravor, described chasing an object shaped like a tic-tac, smooth, white, wingless. He said it mirrored his movements for a while. Then all of a sudden, it vanished. Then videos the government could no longer ignore or hide were made public. You see, there were previously recorded encounters which were leaked, but from unverifiable sources until the government chose to reveal those videos officially on April 27, 2020. There are 3 of these videos which capture unknown objects by using military-grade sensors known as infrared, radar, optical tracking. Video 1, FLIR 1, recorded November 2004, platform, Navy FA-18 fighter jet, forward-looking infrared, FLIR, camera. It shows a dark, oblong object cruising above the ocean. Pilots noted its smooth, steady motion and lack of identifiable aircraft features.
Nicknamed Tic Tac. Filmed off California in 2004, no wings, no exhaust, impossible speed.
Video 2, gimbal recorded, January 2015, platform infrared targeting pod on a Navy fighter jet. It shows an object that appears to rotate or gimbal in the air, with movements that pilots describe as unusual. One pilot exclaims on the recording about the object's rotation.
Then came Gimbal, 2015. Pilots recorded an object rotating against high winds, something no aircraft should do.
Video 3, Go Fast recorded, January 2015. Platform infrared camera. It shows a fast-moving object skimming over the water at high speed, much faster than expected for typical aircraft, with no visible propulsion.
And then there's Go Fast, 2015. Sensors locked onto an object racing just above the ocean at hundreds of miles per hour with no visible engines or wings.
These 3 videos were confirmed to be authentic. Not fake, not edited. But they didn't say the objects were aliens. They said something more unsettling. They said we don't know what they are. Now, the government didn't use the word UFO when talking about these discoveries, and there's a reason for that. The government quietly swapped the word UFO for UAP, which means unidentified aerial phenomena. They did this not to hide the truth, but to remove the stigma. What stigma? Well, you see, it got to a point where pilots weren't reporting encounters anymore. They started avoiding them since no one wanted to be labeled crazy. And the Pentagon knew that was dangerous because how would we learn
more about this phenomenon if we fear judgment from simply mentioning its name? Hence, the name change was necessary. After the Pentagon formally acknowledged the existence of an investigation program in 2020, they released an unclassified report to Congress in 2021. In the report, out of 144 analyzed UAP cases, only 1 was confidently identified. The rest, unexplained. In other words, possibly UFOs because there were no evidence they were American or Russian or even Chinese. But there also wasn't evidence they were extraterrestrial. They were simply unknown. The Pentagon was very careful with their speech. They did not say these objects were alien spacecraft. They did not say the US had crash sources. Many cases were explained later as drones, balloons, or sensor errors. But not all. Some lacked sufficient data. And some, even today, remain unresolved. Why this actually matters? This isn't about aliens. It's about airspace. If unknown objects can enter restricted military zones without detection, that's a national and in fact global security issue. If sensors can be fooled, that's a technological issue. And if pilots are seeing something we don't understand, That's a scientific one. But the strangest part of this entire story boils down to you and I. The fact that the Pentagon admitted UFOs are real, but you and I, the world, we all shrugged. No panic, no celebration, just memes. Maybe the truth wasn't shocking anymore. Or maybe we weren't ready for the answer. But make no mistake, the mystery of UFOs isn't solved. It's only just been officially acknowledged. The question isn't, do UFOs exist? It's, why don't we care about their existence?